Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Running pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown in the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
Welcome into the show. It's the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep as he's interrupting right now. That's my guy over there. Welcome in. We appreciate you for tuning in on this beautiful Tuesday. A little cold outside, but nevertheless, you know, it's not too snowy on the ground, so it's all right by me. Shep.
It's slushy, buddy. I worry when I cross Woodward, right? Because I don't have the canopy over my car like Braylon does, right? I got to park with Kool-Aid and Cam. I cross Woodward. If it's not shoveled, man, the worst thing would happen is if I'm wiping out.
A little slip,
it can get slippery, right?
Yep.
It's not too bad though. Like
No,
those cars are doing the speed limit. Like slushy is when you have to go, like 27 in a 45.
How do we feel about coming to a stop just before the crosswalk?
You gotta stop way before that.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people over the crosswalk when I'm crossing Woodward, and I've got there's a part of me that wants to, hey man, thanks a lot, appreciate you, but I don't. I just weave way up front,
that's kind of hard.
give them a look, and keep going.
Just weave around them a little bit.
Weave
Let
around a
them know
little
they
bit.
almost hit you.
Yeah, after they almost hit me.
Yeah, I like
Cool.
Stare him down the whole time, though.
His Shep's always staring.
Yeah.
Never break eye contact with him.
Try not to.
Did not
Or
bring
just-
eye contact,
Or just
crazy.
smile with them, right? Smile.
Kill him with kindness.
Everybody's in a good mood today. I see Kool-Aid's energy. We just had a perfect dap up,
dap.
if you will. I don't think I'm shaking anybody's hand today. Like, you
a
know the
perfect
noise
dap.
you make, Shep?
I love the noise,
It's that
yeah.
nice,
Yeah.
that good one. We
Yeah.
had one that was perfect, so apologize. Everybody, the rest of the day, you just get a little fist bump.
Fist bump
It's
action.
tough to
It was too
duplicate
good, man.
that. Yeah. When you hear that
It was the
pop,
right noise.
it's a beautiful thing. You feel like you're going to have a really good show no matter what.
100%. I agree. Kool-Aid, grade that out of 5. What would you give it out of 5?
Oh, that 6. It was perfect.
I'm telling you, it was elite dap. It was elite.
The only one who can do it better is Cade Cunningham.
I don't know.
That'd be a 7.
I don't know if K
That'd
can
be a
get that
7.
one. Nah, he'll get K to 10.
I got a question for everybody. Hi, Cam. Glad you're with us.
Hola.
There was no sports, no local sports on last night. Okay?
Yeah.
Wings are back at it tonight. No Pistons last night. Michigan State tonight. What did you watch? Did you watch anything? Does it have to be on? Does the TV have to be on? What did you watch last night if you weren't watching local Detroit sports?
I feel like I'm exhausted of my shows. I feel like every show that I'm watching or that we're watching, I feel like it's done. I feel like games, there were none. So it's like movies, I'm over kind of what the movie is. Like I'm kind of in social media, reading or cards, spades, some type of engagement with others as well as the shows right now. I'm over it. Like I think I'm in just a stale phase. Like all the TV shows on Netflix are the same. They have the same ending. It's the same plot. Everything's a part of the Harlan Coben collection currently, his and hers. If you don't know, everything's a part of that collection. Everything on Apple is the same. It's some futuristic, interesting thing that takes you in a void. You don't know exactly where you're at. So it's just boring right now, man. We're in one of those phases. The comic book scene is going to take a turn maybe in the next coming weeks.
The comic books. Oh, you mean on the big screen?
On the big screen.
I got you.
On the big screen. So that's going to up the game, if you will. February, March, the Marvels come out. So I think that'll change a little bit of the landscape. But right now, man, it was
So nothing last night. You didn't watch anything.
I watched Megan 2.0, which is the
Megan
movie
2.0.
about the dial. They make this AI dial. I mean, everything is AI now. So I'm trying
Seems like it.
immerse myself in the culture. But this AI was part 1. They create this AI dial that's supposed to be it's basically a child's play for the 2025, the new era. Child's Play, Chucky, the doll.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. So it's kind of like that. Here's Megan 2.0. Megan, the first one, she's an AI, and she's your best friend, a little girl. But she starts killing people.
Now you just spoiled it for me. So Megan.
Well, Chucky kills people. So it could be, you know.
So Megan 1.0 had to be good enough for you to at least try to watch Megan 2.0.
See, I feel like no. I feel like that could be the answer. That usually is the answer if you watch a part 2, but it's just easy to click and hit play.
Okay.
Like, are you scrolling?
And how was it?
I fall victim to scrolling, fall asleep. Scrolling,
Yep.
scrolling,
I get that.
scrolling, doze off.
Okay.
Or scrolling Instagram wins. Now I'm no longer.
So you're a
scrolling.
guy you're multitasking even when you're watching something.
100%. So if it's like, all right, bet, look, well, Megan 2, I seen part 1. Let's see what it is. Click. It was interesting for the first, however long I made it through. It was interesting.
I'm trying to get in a better habit instead of always having my laptop open and reading a bunch of articles and looking up a lot of different information for shows and things. I'd like to be present more. I'd like to be a little bit more involved with whatever it is. My wife had book club last night. I don't get that. I don't,
what book were they reading?
I have no idea. I don't understand the whole point of reading a book, going to places, talking about a book, having wine and a bunch of food. Just forget the book. I mean, just get together. Just do what you usually. It's once a month. You're at a book club. Just go there. Say what the real reason is. We want to get together, drink some wine, and eat some food and talk. Just do that. That's okay. That's what guys do. Hey, man, you want to come over? Let's come over, have some pizza, have some beer, play pool, throw darts, watch a game. Boom. That's what guys do. Girls got to fake it and say, well, it's book club. But if you don't read the book, is it really book club? Probably not.
But that's what happens with girls, though. It's like half read the book, half don't.
Exactly.
But see, the half that read the book, they're not coming out if they don't have book club. But the girls that don't read the books, they want everybody to be there so they can have a glass of wine, so they can share the latest tea or gossip or whatever it is. So it's like 100%.
Right on,
so it's all right, cool. We'll do book club.
Yeah.
Because we know half of you guys are only coming because you read the books, and you can let us know what the hell the book was about.
Right.
So that's book club.
That's what my wife said last week.
nutshell.
She literally said, I don't like this book. I said, well, then what are you reading it for? Well, because, it's a book club, and so suggested it, so we're going to read it. And I said, but if you don't like it, why are you reading it? I would just show up and say, hey, Bray, I know you suggested the book. I got through 4 or 5 chapters. I couldn't take it anymore. So
book club.
Go ahead and
No.
Yeah,
You won't get any book club invites from me. And what you will get, maybe it's on Saturday. I say, hey, look, 12 p.m. Royal Rumble's in Saudi Arabia. You can come on over. You can check it out. It's an early Royal Rumble. I don't follow wrestling like I used to. I've kind of gone to the point where I'm over it. It's done. It went to Netflix. It changed. Royal Rumble is an event I can always watch. Because it's just fun to watch.
So that's appointment viewing for you Saturday.
Yes, it's a 30-minute chaos, and then I don't even watch the rest of the pay-per-view.
Okay. And what time does that start Saturday?
Unfortunately, 12, man. It's in Saudi Arabia. I think 12. Royal Rumble will probably come on like 1:30.
You have to get the early workout in.
It might be good, though. I'm always going to work out early anyway.
So last night I watched the documentary Elway.
I saw it.
Okay, you saw it? Mm-hmm. That's a sweet boat that he's got, by the way. And a sweet crib right there on the water.
Off the water?
Oh, my God. It's unbelievable. But it reinforced my thoughts of why I have to stop giving up on players at a certain time. Now, people, in case you've forgotten, he won his first Super Bowl in his 14th year.
14th, yeah.
Okay? And then he won it the very next year.
Year
all right?
well.
So they beat the Packers, and nobody expected them to beat the Packers.
That was Brett Favre's prime.
Yeah,
he
it
just
was.
won the year before.
Right.
Yeah.
With Reggie White.
Who should have been.
Yeah.
Should have been player of the game. Defensive player. He should have been player of the game.
Yeah, instead it went to Terrell Davis.
I went to oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're Reggie's
thinking,
win.
Yeah, when the Packers won, it should have been Reggie White, for sure.
It was Desmond Howard.
But
no
But in that Denver win over the Packers, it was Terrell Davis.
100,
the following year was John Elway against the Falcons and Dan Reeves.
You want to have a good read? Do yourself a favor. Look at Terrell Davis. Not his regular season numbers. He only played 8-9 years. That's why it's always kind of like, should he be in, should he not? You want the answer to that? The answer is yes. Look at his playoff numbers.
Yeah.
His playoff numbers are ridiculous, like Jerry Rice's playoff numbers are ridiculous for a wide receiver. It's just stupid. He averaged like 100, Shep. He averaged like 165 yards a game, a touchdown and a half in the playoffs. It's something stupid.
Yeah, and he is in the documentary. It still looks great to this day.
Yeah.
John Elway greatly appreciates him. Here's a guy who rushed for over 2,000 yards.
Yeah.
Okay, at one point in his career, averaged in a 16-game season 1,658 yards. He only played 7 years. You're right.
Yeah.
Only 4 years he was really good.
Yeah, 100%.
But
the headaches, the
but
migraines,
during those 4 years, he was fantastic.
You win 2 Super Bowls, you're Super Bowl MVP of the league, have 2,000 yards and average 165 yards in the playoffs and a touchdown and a half. Like it's no committee that's gonna overlook that and overturn that. Like no committee will overlook that as well. Maybe that's what Julian Edelman should have did. Maybe you should have had 2,000 yards as a wide receiver in the regular season. Then we can let you in with all the Super Bowls.
So to Bray's point, in his playoff career, 8 games, 1,140 yards and 12 touchdowns.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot.
That's really, really impressive, okay? But anyway, I watched that, really enjoyed it. So many people gave up on him. So many people called him a choke artist. So many people didn't like him early on because he didn't want to play in Baltimore, threatened to play for the Yankees. Everybody, I think, knows the story. But what he went through and the admiration that his teammates had for him was very noble. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty good documentary. So that's what I watched last night.
I talked about it 2 weeks. You and I talked about it a little bit 2 weeks ago. I just said his story is one that's like, it's just a great story from start to end. Like, I mean, it sucked what happened with him in his marriage, but I mean,
which I didn't know.
That's life. But that part sucks.
Yeah.
So football cost you your marriage and how you were, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it's like I was the best kid in my neighborhood. I was the best kid in my middle school.
Yeah.
I was the best kid in my high school. I was the best kid in college. I was the best kid. So it was just like this never-ending. It kept going up and up and up. Outside of him being able to win the Super Bowl.
Look, you can relate to a certain extent, right? With the multi-athlete thing, the thing that really hits home, and I always think of friends of mine who played in the National Football League because I think the one of the many things that doesn't get taken into account nearly enough is the amount of dedication and sacrifice that athletes make in the offseason. We hear of the various ways they celebrate things, the way they celebrate life, which is fine. The same people who criticize them go up for a golf outing and their buddies are, ramming carts into trees and drinking till they can't see, but whatever. They'll sit there.
First drink was at 7 a.m. too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
First drink was 7 a.m.
Yeah, or pouring it into cornflakes like you used to do in
deck,
college.
baby.
There we go, right? Yeah. Okay. Hair of the dog. You want? I'm good. No, how about now? Okay, I'll do it. But the sacrifice, the sacrifice that they make, he didn't really see his kids grow up. And I was thinking about you and thinking about some other friends of mine who played in the National Football League. When you're as dedicated as you have to be the very best at what you do, others are going to suffer to a certain extent at that lifestyle.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I was that way in college, and I kind of look back at the NFL. I've talked about this before. Is when I got drafted to the Cleveland Browns, they're a losing organization, which means the players on that team were used to losing, and the guys that come to that organization, well, they're just only taking a paycheck. Kind of like when guys would come to the Lions, it's a little cash grab, playing for this bad team. I'm gonna get in and get out. Guys weren't that dedicated, and it's one thing I wish I would have had early on in my career is one. The ability to draw from what I did in Michigan. In Michigan, I sacrificed everything. Like, I wasn't the kid in high school going out to parties drinking. I wasn't turning up. I wasn't smoking. I wasn't doing that either. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. Now, I wasn't doing any of those things. I was working. I was track practice. I was football. I was, school. I was track practice. I was waking up, working out, powerhouse gym, 6 miles down.
All business.
It was all business. Then I got to college. I played around a little bit, but once again, here's class schedule. Here's training camp. Here's I can't even think of what it's called right now.
Training table,
Thank
weightlifting,
you. Training table, weightlifting,
right,
practice, and going back, individual sessions, one-on-one, trying to be a starter, trying to figure this thing out. Like, that's what the ride was. Like, there were a lot of friends I sacrificed. There were a lot of situations things I couldn't experience, but the payoff was massive.
Yeah.
Third pick overall in 2005. I would never trade it in. In the NFL, though, to get to that next level, to get to that perennial Pro Bowler, that Hall of Fame level, that consistent All-Pro level, you got to put in that work. Like, you got to the Miami trips, the Vegas trips, like the things of that nature, the smart ones. they get married. Like you look at the quarterbacks, them jokers get married to their college sweetheart, their high school sweetheart, and they lock in because they've been along for the ride. So that quarterback position, and the offensive lineman too, they get it the best. Because a lot of times the girls that date them, I know I switch topics, but that's what allows you to have that dedication and fortitude is your partner being able to understand it as well.
Yeah, so the thing I was thinking about with you during that documentary, and then we'll move on, but there was a part where he said, he was so used to being around people and teammates, right?
Right.
And certain people in his life through football, when that's gone, he said he felt there was a loneliness there, which I found pretty interesting. I mean, he was one of the most famous football players in the country, and definitely the most famous face in the state of Colorado, but he felt lonely.
It's a real thing. He felt lonely because for those 16 years that he played in the NFL, he's around the guys, the locker room, the grind, the plays, the install, the heartache, the ups, the downs, and he's recommitting himself to that each season. At the start of each season, whenever your season ends, let's just say February, boom, now I got to dedicate myself to that again. So these are the people you get used to hanging around. These are the jokes that you get used to telling. These are the hardships that you get used to going through. This is the schedule that you're used to being on. When it's over, and now you're not in that locker room. Now you're not doing a play game install. You're not working on what the coverage is for next week. You're not doing. I got to go home and just hang. No disrespect. I just be around my kids.
Yeah.
Which I now don't know. So now that's awkward, and I'm figuring out how to be a father from sunrise to sunset versus an hour a day. I'm trying to figure out how to be a husband. Like, I'm trying to figure out who the hell I'm going to hang with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because those guys are playing. I can't hit them up because I'm not playing. Hey, you know what I'm saying? What was his name? Rod Smith. Rod, what you up to?
Yeah.
Practice. Don't call me.
Yeah, right.
I'm at practice. Yo, what's going on? Easy Ed McCaffrey. Practice.
Yeah, exactly.
Practice.
We just installed some new offense.
Yeah. TD, why don't you come over this Friday, man? We're flying out to Seattle. What are you talking about? Just get a life. So it's tough because you have to now try to find that void, or fill that void with other people and other friends, and that may not be the best bet.
Yeah, but it was good. I would encourage anybody if they get the opportunity, check it out. You'll learn a little bit. I watched it with one of my sons, and he said, I really don't want to watch this stuff. It's old. I don't know. And then suddenly he got hooked, and it's like, wow,
it's a documentary.
That's incredible, man.
The stuff done on Netflix is usually pretty good in the documentary sports space.
Correct.
That was good. The Arnold piece was good. It was like that piece was pretty good. But it was. I mean, I did gain. I always thought he's one of the best quarterbacks. I always think he's in the top 5, 6, so somewhere in that range.
His arm is unbelievable.
100%. It's like Stafford's, if you will, in terms of the consistency. And like here we are, year 16, and that's still a rope.
Yeah.
But the toughness of John Elway is what I came to respect a little bit more after watching that. He was a tough SOB.
Yeah.
He was a tough SOB.
Yeah, big, strong dude. If you get a chance, check it out. It's not super long, but it's pretty informative and pretty entertaining. We thought there were some entertaining games over the weekend. One has been criticized, making a lot of people wonder if outdoors should be the venue when the weather's not great. We'll talk about that, but when we come back, I want to talk about the newest member of Dan Campbell's staff, how Braylon sees him fitting in to what appears to be a pretty crowded offensive coaching room. All that and more coming up.
You get a job. You get a job. Everybody calls plays.
It's South Park.
Everybody.
Hear
100%.
this from Ben Johnson.
Screw you guys. I'm going home. Corporations, the government, even your insurance company will do whatever it can to minimize their liability and withhold your compensation. You don't want this to happen, so make the fighter, a.k.a. Vin Johnson Law, the first call that you make. That's right. They've been at this for a very long time. They will get you the results. They will get you the money in your pocket. Almost guaranteed. Pretty much guaranteed. I just don't want to say that word guaranteed, but I will say he will fight for you. Make him the first call again, and you can get that access at venfights.com.
Well, Friday night's coming, and it's going to be a big one. Michigan and Michigan State. It doesn't get any better than that. It's Friday, January 30th. Art and Jake's in East Lansing. We've got you covered. That is the watch party. The Breslin Center is going to be rocking, and so is Art and Jake's in East Lansing with Woodward Sports. Big screen TVs, great food, cold drinks, passionate fans. Wear your school colors and join Woodward Sports January 30th, this Friday, at Art and Jake's in East Lansing.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
To any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, the ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill sub-zero. Icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play.
Got the seal of approval from my physical therapist today, so I'm back at Planet Fitness, where yours and my fitness is essential. With over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations, it's the gym for you. New machines all the time, always adding new machines so that you can start your journey here or continue your journey with the best in the business. Training rooms, check this out. No judgment here. We don't judge you here. We just want you to march to the beat of your own drum. Come down to Planet Fitness, get it in, have a great workout. Locker rooms are clean. Everybody's friendly. You gotta love it. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
I know you're thirsty. I don't blame you. And I know tonight you're going to watch a little bit of college basketball. Michigan's playing Nebraska. Should be an outstanding game. 3 versus 5. And Michigan State plays Rutgers. So, what are you going to drink while you're watching? That right there. Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Why? Because it's clean. Because there's no bubbles. Because it's real iced tea and it's real vodka. It's perfect for game day. It is Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea with only 100 calories.
And we back. We do
Breaking
got a
news?
little bit of coaching news here, man.
right.
I want to share with the people.
Give it to me.
The Bills, they do make it higher. It is Joe Brady, 5-year deal. That's interesting. I can't wait to hear you guys' comments on that one. And I've seen a little bit of scuttlebutt on social media about this name. The Lions already got too many, probably chefs in the kitchen right now. But Tanner Engstrand has just been let go by the Jets. The word on the street via Rappaport is that he and Aaron Glenn had discussions about a different role, still offensive, but effectively a demotion is what I take away from it. And Tanner basically said, yeah, to hell with that. Tanner Engstrand out with the Jets. They begin a full OC search now.
Do you get the sense that he's in demand?
I thought he was about a year ago. I don't know how this one season with the Jets and effectively they didn't do too well, but I've seen some people already online saying this don't make sense because there were some things that they could look at and see that they believe Tanner Engstrand did well for the Jets despite the overall success of the team being pretty woeful.
Could you give us, from the social media aspect, the example of what they did well?
They said that his receivers were 4th in the league at creating space. That was one of the things that they highlighted, and there was others. I'm going to continue to go through here because I before this stint, I'm like, you know what? Tanner has to be one of those guys. He was one of those heir apparents, one of those next ups. People thought he was a mini Ben Johnson, even though they liked what Hank Fraley was. Tanner Engstrand was a guy who people thought could become the Detroit Lions' next OC. Right. And when the Jets took him from here, people thought, yo, there's no way we can lose Ben Johnson and lose Tanner Engstrand. And you saw the way the offense went last year. So it was interesting to see this year, obviously, with the Jets. Not a lot of talent to write home about. But it's interesting now. I don't know how in demand he is now. I don't hear his name come up in much now.
Yeah, what do you think? Would you, if you were him, would you be bragging about that you were the Lions' former passing coordinator and very successful at it?
Right.
Okay. Or would you be talking, and he spent 5 years with the Lions, okay? Or would you be talking about the fact that his team, even though the Jets weren't very good, finished 10th in the league in rushing? And wide receivers spent some time, I guess, gaining separation. It sure as hell didn't help them, all right? I mean, look, I think this goes to show you that you need talent, okay? I don't care how good of a coach you are, you got to have talent. His offense ranked 29th in total offense. It ranked 32nd in passing. This was a passing coordinator in Detroit who put up really good numbers but had talent. He goes to the New York Jets. They don't have any talent. Garrett Wilson's good. But they don't have anybody to throw in the football, okay? So they ranked 32nd there. They averaged 140 yards per game through the air. They were 10th in rushing, and they were 29th in points at 17.5 points per game.
Yeah, I love when Shep does that. Like when a team's bad and you mention like what the coach had, the team sucked. That team was trash. Like we've talked about the Jets all year long. Like I know who this Jets team is. I talk about them. Like you got 1, the team's not good. 2, there's no protection. 3, you got a backup quarterback in Tyrod Taylor that you're pulling back from a distance. Like please, Tyrod, please save us and be the guy. Tyrod Taylor's not the guy, and this is the quarterback that he was stuck with. I'm not gonna lobby or defend him, but I will say when you don't have players that 1 can play, 2 are motivated. Like, they weren't motivated. You got a new coach that, in your estimation, you're waiting to see if it's going to work. You don't buy into a coach until you win. And guess what he didn't do last year? He didn't win. In fact, his defense of backs, which he played, they didn't have 1 interception. So he's worried about answering and demotes him. What about that defense side of the ball? What are you doing over there, buddy? So I just think that you got a situation.
What are you doing over there, buddy?
Yeah, because now you got Breece Hall, who's come out multiple times. He's disgruntled. He's the disgruntled employee that you saw all last season. You saw that play out, fumbled at times, and still charged the media. You know, it's not like it's a bleep show.
Yeah.
And they're still trying to get on the same page. Garrett Wilson, he wants out. Like, he's tired of being there. He's mentioned that. He said that. So I just don't know what he was expected to do with that team. And that energy, if you will, that energy is horrible.
No,
so,
I get it. I totally understand it.
Somebody's got to take, and also somebody has to take the fall.
Somebody's got to take the fall. It's interesting that it's not Aaron Curry, played at Wake Forest. Many people in the Lions organization wanted him.
Got drafted by the Raiders.
Yes, and he was the linebackers coach.
Number 2.
It's not Dre Bly, who's the assistant cornerbacks coach. Right
shocking.
There. And it's not Chris Harris, who's the DC.
Shocking.
Okay, so
it's a lot of names there.
Chris Harris was my draft.
There's a lot of names there.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Chicago Bears.
Lot of names. A lot of familiar names. Here's and I think we all can agree we liked Aaron Glenn when he was here.
Are all those former players except Anstron?
Well, I'm sure there's other members on the staff that aren't former players, but Angstrom is the guy he knew and trusted and brought with him from Detroit, which everybody in Detroit, when he left, everyone was like, oh, my God, what are we going to do, right?
Yep.
Well, what are they going to do? How close do you think, based on this seems like a really desperate move.
Yeah.
How close do you think Aaron Glenn is from losing his job? Do you read anything into it?
Super close. Because this is the Jets we're talking about. The Jets can never get it right as it relates to head coaches, as it relates to quarterbacks, as it relates to front office, as it relates to, you know, what the owner can do, what the owner can't do, which is nothing. It's the Jets, and it's not surprising. I think what saved him is the deals that he made with the the franchise, the Indianapolis Colts, here's 2 for Sauce Gardner. The Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones, here's 2 for Quinnen Williams. Like, now he has a reload, now he has a reset, now he has some draft cap where he can kind of turn some things around. But to your point, it's not one of those things where, like, yeah, let's wait 2 years, so 2028, and see what it looks like. Man, you got this year. This year better look like something. And also, I think it means playoffs. Because when you look at Drake, when you look at Drake May, you look at Vrabel, you look at how that division is turned around, like, everything is predicated on your division. Like, when you're looking at moves to make, you're looking at your division. What are they doing? How did that work out? How does that affect us? You know what? Well, how can they do that and we're not doing that? You look at what the Buffalo Bills are. They're fading. If I'm the Jets, I see an opportunity, if you will. This has to be a pivotal year for us. We know where Drake May and the Patriots are, but we also know where they were last year and the year before. So, yes, it has to turn around.
Everybody uses Kurt Cignetti as the example of how quickly you can turn around a college football program.
That's lightning in a bottle.
It is lightning.
That's lightning in a bottle.
Yeah. And I think when they look at New England these days, they think the same thing. You get your franchise quarterback, you get a really good head coach, and you get a really good defense, and you can at least challenge divisions. You may not win the Super Bowl. They got a chance, but you're going to look at teams around the National Football League, and they're looking for that combo. I'll stay in games with the defense while my young quarterback matures, and I got a really good coach to guide him.
Yeah, you got two ways to win Super Bowl currently in this NFL. You either got to do it that way, which is you got 5 years. And what that means, you got 5 years to make that quarterback that you draft as best as he can be so that you can go to the dance before you have to do what? Pay that quarterback. Mm-hmm. The second way is the way in which you're seeing Sam Darnold. Draft well, built the defense out, built the offensive line up, and then go pay a quarterback $33 million. Well, essentially $100 over 3 years. That's what they did with Geno Smith. Same deal that they give to Sam Darnold. That's the two ways now. One of the two. You got to get a quarterback good within 5 years before you got to pay people, or you get a quarterback that's proven himself through a couple teams, a couple rounds, and now we'll take a chance on that guy and just pay him $33 million because we still can pay some guys because we're not paying them 53, 55, 62, which is what Dak could be paid this year. So those are the two ways now.
And you use 53 for effect, and I don't blame
100%.
you.
100%.
Started with that number. That was
what was the lowest number? You know what I'm saying? But the other one is Baker Mayfield. Baker makes 40.
Yeah.
So it's like that's kind of the other side. If you don't get a chance to draft the Drake May, or we believe in the Jaden Daniels, or now what you see in the Caleb Love, like if you Caleb Williams, if you don't have those guys available,
or Bryce Young, you're going to extend Bryce Young
100%, or Fernando Mendoza, who we believe is going to be number one, and maybe he's a guy. There's a lot of guys that aren't good in these quarterback drafts. So you're staking your franchise on that, or that's what I was saying about that Raiders pick. If Mendoza wasn't the guy.
Yeah, look, if he's not the guy and you want to use those picks and use them for a bunch of other capital, I would have no problem with that whatsoever. But that's a good point. I mean, this year, I just looked up Dak Prescott, $60 million, Josh Allen, $55 million, Joe Burrow, $55 million, Trevor Lawrence, $55 million, Jordan Love, $55 million. You're going to pay somebody that much money.
55.
Well, 2 is 53.
Yeah, true.
How brutal is that? So when people are looking at that.
That's why Mike McDaniel got fired.
Yeah,
because he lobbied for Tua.
Yeah, but he also thought he could change him. He could make him into something that he probably is not.
If he had Tua, Tyreek, Waddle, maybe that offense, somebody in a different city.
Achane was really good.
That's 1,000. He's probably the best player out with him and Tyreek. But then, but with Achane, you don't get the other stuff. Mm-hmm. You don't get the things that take away from how good a player is. If it was in a different city, it might have had some legs. Miami is just not the place. Like, the distractions, are real. Distractions are real. And let's not act like Mike McDaniel wasn't out here in that Audi, wearing GQs and all that stuff, too. He was a part of that life, too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it gets to everybody eventually.
Especially when you lose. Like, the easiest thing to do is to look up, know you're not going to the playoffs, and now indulge in what's around you. You look up, you know you're not going to the playoffs, you're not a good team, and you're in Miami. This doesn't have to be a bad year.
That's true. I mean, and you know what? You can seem to forget things pretty quick because you've got a lot of
coping mechanisms.
Yeah, there are very good coping mechanisms. Yeah. Mike Kafka is now part of Dan Campbell's staff, and suddenly his offensive staff has some names that, other organizations are recognizing. Fans recognize it too. They were on short lists for various positions with other teams. Yeah. Where's he fit, do you think? And do you think it's getting too crowded there?
I do think it's getting too crowded. A situation where you knew you needed an offensive coordinator. You needed a guy that was going to be the guy. You wanted a guy that can, in my opinion, that can control the offense all around. Like he does the run game. He does the passing game. He's all that. It's one guy, and he and Dan are going back and forth, and he and the squad's going back and forth. But this isn't the only way to operate. Other teams are doing this as well, and some of them have success. You look at his record. I thought maybe they got him because of what the Giants did to the Lions. I said, maybe that was it. Wan'Dale Robinson looked amazing in that game. If Wan'Dale Robinson can look like that, and Theo Johnson can look like that,
and Jameis Winston can look like that,
maybe I can. But
34-27, that was a hell of a game.
Derek Barnes still got nightmares.
I look at it like this. Kafka's a guy whose name was hot. regardless of Detroit. Now, his name was up there as a guy that could come into a franchise and be the OC, be just the OC, not just the passing game coordinator. His name was hot. He was in that. You see his track record. You see he was under Andy Reid when he was with the Kansas City Chiefs. Definitely had to learn a lot out there with Patrick Mahomes. Of just being under Andy Reid, goes to New York, coached under Dable. Dable, you saw what he did for Josh Allen when he was in Buffalo. He knows how to call some plays. I guarantee he picked up some stuff as well. The numbers in New York aren't that good. When you look at the statistics, the rankings, they're not necessarily that good. Nothing screams, but they haven't had a lot of talent. It really doesn't matter is how I look at it. I think he has a good enough acumen mixed in with Petzing, who can do the run game fine. If you want to have a double-headed monster, and then you also have, don't forget, Dan Campbell's going to have some form of input. So you got 3 chefs in the kitchen. The coaches don't matter. Are you going to get the offensive lineman that you need? Are you going to go on the defensive side and get the players that you need? Are you going to understand on the offensive side what you have and how it works and not try to get cute? So I like Kafka enough. Petzing, I'm not necessarily sure enough about, but hey, at the end of the day, he's the running game guy. He's the passing game guy. So none of that matters. It doesn't matter if you have Mike McDaniel. It doesn't matter if you have Nate Shieldhouse. It doesn't matter if you have Clint Kubiak. If Brad and Dan do not get the draft right, the offseason right as it relates to bringing players in, so the last year doesn't look like last year, it don't matter.
All those coaches, if they have really good players, they're going to be better.
100.
Okay, that might be part of the reason John Morton did get canned, is because he had the players and didn't get it done.
Yeah.
I see Mike Kafka, you and I briefly touched on this yesterday when Kool-Aid broke the news. I see him as an assistant head coach and a passing coordinator. When did passing coordinators become a thing? I always thought offensive coordinators handle the offense, defensive coordinators. Now it seems like you literally have a position coach for every single position.
Yeah, when you got quarterbacks that are starting, well, in 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, when you now get upwards of 40 passes a game, 42 passes a game, when the average goes up, when the quarterback yardage goes up, when the scoring goes up, when the refs are a little bit lenient on what offense can and cannot do, a lot more, on the defensive side, passing becomes more important. Mm-hmm. You start to see where it's going. Wide receivers start to make more money. Tight ends become more valuable. So by it becoming that, you can't just have your regular offensive coordinator who is a run-minded or a run-first type guy be your offensive coordinator and throw you the occasional play-action pass to your tight end or throw you an occasional 3rd and 5 double move to the wide receiver. You need more than that. So I think that Patrick Mahomes, when that era started with Patrick Mahomes and the numbers started going up, I think that's when you started seeing guys say, hey, look, we want a run game coordinator, but passing game is going to be more important.
So take our audience inside that a little bit. How does it work? You've got the head coach, you got the OC, you got a passing coordinator, you got an assistant head coach as Hank Fraley as the offensive line coach. You have a running backs coach, you have a tight ends coach. Those coaches probably don't have nearly as much input into the offensive game plan. How do you separate play caller Drew Petzing, former play caller Mike Kafka, run game play caller and Hank Fraley? How does that work on game day?
I think Hank Fraley is going to be more so your short yardage and goal line. He's an offensive line guy. He's a short yardage. Hey, look, you need 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, 3rd and inches, those short yardage. And then also when you're in the red zone, you're on the – not red zone. When you're on the goal line, 4 yards in, 2 yards in, 3 yards in. I don't know why I reversed him. That's where Hank Fraley comes in. That's where you lean on him. I think the run game coordinator starts at the 20s. Okay. That's 20 to the 20.
I got you.
And that's a guy that's going to give you maybe the first 15, help you out with the play call when you're on first down, when you're trying to hit, when it's 2nd and 3, and you're looking for that run option. I think that's where you get Drew Petzing. That's where you get Petzing in. That's where his expertise comes into play. And then everything that has to do with the passing game, which is 20 to the end zone, has to do with Mike Kafka.
Okay. Do you like the hire?
Yeah, I do in this sense. I don't like the ton of chefs in there, like I said. I'm telling you, Dan Campbell's still going to be around, be offensive play call to some regard. And maybe it's a minuscule role. He's still going to be around. Now you got Drew Petzing. Then you hire another guy. I don't like that. With that said, I like the name Mike Kafka. I've gone and seen what he was able to do in the offensive passing game. It's along the lines of what the Lions want, what the Lions fans want. So I saw what he was able to do last year with Theo Johnson. He understands the tight end position because that's going to be very valuable here for the Detroit Lions. They even ran the ball decently against us with Porter and Singletary. It looked a certain way. So, yeah, you got a guy that wants to feature the past, understands the past, and knows how good he has it because he's not in New York. He doesn't have a young guy in Jackson Dart. He doesn't have Jameis Winston. He doesn't have a slew of receivers that he's trying to get the best out of. He's got a situation where he's got some of the best skill weapons in the league. So, with that being said, I like it better today than I did yesterday. I still don't like the fact, though, that it feels like we're trying to do what the Eagles did with players.
Yeah.
It was like, let's just keep adding players because if we keep adding players, eventually we'll get the right player and we'll get to the Super Bowl and they'll help us win. It feels like we're just adding coaches and adding coaches and adding coaches, and eventually we'll put them all in the room and somebody's going to have to be quiet when the season starts.
So you're a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown, you're a guy like Jared Goff, and you're hearing this news. You're understanding what this guy did with the Giants, but let's face it, they're not playing fantasy football. They don't know how good or how bad the Giants were. They just remember that one day at Ford Field where the Giants scared the hell out of them, right? How are you feeling about trying to establish a relationship with him and what the vision is?
Side note, I know he's the assistant head coach. I hope he doesn't get interim coaching jobs because you just reminded me that he didn't kick that field goal. So we already know that situation football. He went
for it on fourth down there. Yeah,
kick the field goal, take the points
in the red zone.
Sean Payton, welcome to the island. No, but I'm happier if I'm them today than I was last week when you hired Drew Petzing and I had to wait 5-6 days thinking that this run game guy was going to be it for us.
Okay,
like you see how Amon-Ra St. Brown was last week on his podcast, which we talked about. He was like, man, I had to go to Wikipedia to see who this guy was. Like, man, and then proceeds to tell Lions fans, you guys don't know ball. All right. I think if I'm them, I'm a little happier today because this looks like something I can legitimately. First thing you said, well, he was on Andy Reid for 5 years. What?
Yeah.
He was in KC when there was one Super Bowl.
Built-in credibility.
That's amazing how that happens.
Yeah.
Instantly. And obviously, Eric Bieniemy was the one calling plays, but he was there. He understood what those moments are. That's what, when we talk about experience, one of the big things I said, I always want the Lions to bring somebody just like the Pistons. I want you to bring somebody that has that winning acumen, someone that's been in those rooms that have won Super Bowls, that have been in big moments consistently.
Can make a difference, can't
it? It does. It does. And Kafka being in those rooms, being in those moments, whether it was when they lost or when they won, it adds to what he knows and it adds to what he can teach. Because you tell me, hey, look, Amon-Ra, I don't want to tell you anything differently, man, but let me tell you about what happened. In 2020, there was a situation with Tyreek Hill or blah, blah, blah. Like, it gives you that lean in. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, yeah, talk to me. If I'm not running it right, well, Tyreek Hill started off running it this way, and it was good for him. But we were able to get him just take it 2 more yards, and we noticed, all right, I'm going to listen. I'm at least attempt to listen because of that. So I think today is a better day if I'm Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown than it was last week.
He's got to feel pretty good. I mean, he knows. This is what we were talking about, building up to the offensive coordinator position, that this was one of the more enticing possibilities for any coach in the National Football League. You've got teams out there that still don't have a head coach. He's interviewed for head coaching jobs. He was one of 10 candidates for the offensive coordinator job here for the Lions. When you're around these guys, and I've always said this.
He played in this league, too.
Yeah, he did. He played 5 years.
Played 5 years, went to Northwestern. Shout out.
So,
big team.
So he knows it, but offensive coordinator, I don't want to say they're insecure, but they like to be in charge.
Yeah.
Okay? How does that fit with other coaches within that when you've been in charge of an offense like he has?
Yeah.
Dan Campbell's been in charge of an offense. Mm-hmm. Drew Petzing's been in charge of an offense.
Very true.
And to a certain extent, Scotty Montgomery and, if Scotty Montgomery stays, and Hank Fraley have both had strong input into the offense. How does that marriage work, do you think?
Man, I wouldn't say
it's tough, isn't it?
Who's been the most successful, realistically? Like, what's your resume? What does the resume look like? But it will be tough in that room, but just in the beginning. I think as you get going, I think it opens up. The only thing I question is with Petzing and Kafka, the run situation, complaining on when to run the ball and when not to run the ball. Because you got Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Like, you got guys that you can run on 3rd and 5. Mm-hmm. The Lions do it a lot. But is it like, hey, look, 3rd and 5? Hell no, we're going to pass the ball. Well, I think we should do this. Well, I think we should do this.
Well, that's the beauty of football. I mean, there's a lot of discussion. There's a lot of debate. And actually, guys will tell you exactly how they feel, and that's one of the best things about sports in general.
But you only have 40 seconds, though.
That's right.
You only have 40 seconds.
You got to make that
out.
decision. Well, that's what Dan Campbell's for. He's got to make that decision, right? Isn't he the one who steps in and decides what we're going to do, or do you think it's all power to the OC?
Why is it always something with the Lions?
I'm just wondering.
No, you are, and we are too. It's but why is it always something? Like,
that's because they don't have. What did you say yesterday about Mike McCarthy and the Steelers? Pittsburgh gets 2-1.
Yeah.
He's going to run their offense. He's going to have the final say. He's got to handle all the criticism if it comes his way. Dan Campbell's not that guy.
But I'm just saying too. Why not just one coordinator? Because it can work 100%. But I'm just laughing at this conversation. Like,
yeah,
the Lions need to hire an offensive coordinator based on what happens last year. This is supposed to be this major hire for them. We need this guy, so whenever we draft or whatever we pick up in free agency, we can work these players, get this thing right, so that we can get back to where we were last year. Bet who's the guy going to be? Who is it going to be? Is it going to be this guy? Is it going to be that guy? Is it going to be somebody that we don't know? How about this? It's two guys.
Mm-hmm.
One we don't know, and the other guy we think is going to be okay because he coached under Andy Reid. That's what I mean by the Lions will always make it interesting.
It feels like a shadow. Okay? It feels like a Linkin Park Shadow of the Day. Good song. It feels like he's lurking just in case. And I'm sure that's not how they mean it. They don't want it to be that way. But I do wonder, how does Drew Petzing think, well, I've got a former OC who interviewed for this job, now is my passing coordinator. It's a very interesting dynamic, one that Dan Campbell's going to have to manage and massage properly.
Here's a funny story about Linkin Park. So I'm walking into my dorm room with my roommate, Lawrence Reed. Shout out to Lawrence Reed. Pickerington, Ohio. His finest. But I'm walking into
Karis LeVert.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking into the room, and he's blasting his music. And it ain't nothing that I was listening to. And I'm hearing it. It's something that crawls underneath the surface or something like that. I'm like, and he turns it off when I walk in the door. I'm like, turn that back on. He was like, I don't think you like this. I said, turn it back on. So I'm listening, and the song was crawling. Like I to this day still listen to this song and
really?
Crawling in my skin.
Yeah. Why didn't he think you'd like it?
Because it was like a rock heavy metal vibe, and he's probably assuming I'm from Detroit. I'm listening to 50 Cent and
you're more of a rap guy.
Well, I mean,
right.
I was, but
but you got pretty versatile.
He didn't know that part.
Taste.
You know what I'm saying? He underestimated me.
Yeah. It's not just music,
but it's the first
movies.
song like that I was like, I like this, and I listened to the rest of Linkin Park, and then rest in peace to Chester.
It'd be an interesting discussion with you with my Spotify library. All right, when we come back, there's some controversy from last weekend's playoff games. Braylon's got an idea of what he would like to see done. I don't think anything should be done, but it'll be a fun conversation, and we'll have it for you when we come back after this on the Braylon Edwards Show after this. From Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning that's been around for 40 years. Trusted service experts. That's right. Not many people could say they're experts, but at Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning, they can. You know why? Because they've been providing reliable service, treating customers like family, giving you fast, dependable emergency service on making sure your home is heating up in the winter and cooling down in the spring and the summer. Check them out at their website, SharonsHeating.com, or call them today, 734-238-3805, and tell them the Braylon Edwards Show sent you.
Time to knock that salt off your car. Go to Jack's Car Wash, the #1 car wash in the state with over 40 locations. In fact, how about we do this? We'll get you a free car wash. Text WSN to 888-522-1729. Jack's is the car wash with the free vacuums, the free compressed air, the free mat cleaning. They got all the things that work, but that only comes if you get that unlimited package. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, $29.99 a month. That's all you need so that you can get car washes whenever you want, especially on a day like today where I see the sun peeking over the horizons. Jack Car Wash, pull up on us today.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, the ache. No side effects, no mistake. Sub-Zero. Icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill Sub-Zero.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
If you're looking to take your relaxation to the next level, and I know that you are, go ahead and get a jump on this info by scanning the QR code. Make sure that you guys go and visit the Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills. It is the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest, featuring top tier brands like Infinity and Osaki. I can tell you from experience, they're fire. This is your destination for premium comfort and cutting edge wellness technology. Experience the difference with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, and creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews at The Wellness Doc. Book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
And we've got a trifecta night of Detroit sports. Red Wings in town, Pistons in Denver, and Michigan hosting the undefeated Cornhuskers. You can place any bet up to $1,000. If you lose, you get that bet back. All you gotta do is scan this QR code, enter the code Woodward1000. And if your first bet doesn't hit, you'll get that deposit right back up to $1,000. That's right, $1,000. Minimum bet $20. Download the Caesar Sportsbook app today, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use code Woodward1000 or scan the QR code on the screen.
And we back.
Shep, let me ask you a question real quick before we dump back into more football. Why is it that female sports is so disrespectful and chippy?
What do you mean disrespectful and chippy?
Like it when I watch women's tennis, especially Eastern Europeans, but when I watch women's tennis, like Eastern Europeans they're disrespectful, they're mean, they're disgruntled, how they conversate, how they make comments during matches and things of that nature, how they make comments after matches. You see the same in women's basketball. You see the same. I've seen.
You don't think U.S. players do that?
But it's not like this. Like it's not to a point where it becomes a thing. Like men deal with it differently, is what I'm saying.
Oh well,
that's more.
How many times have you helped us deal with some of those issues? I mean, we started the show with a book club, right? Yeah, I mean, guys are much different. I've gotten in trouble with my family because I've told my daughter growing up while she was playing sports what she should say as if she were a guy. And my wife used to say all the time, you can't do that. Girls don't do that. They don't respond well to guys. Don't care. You can tell me to kiss off and I would be like, okay, I'll see you tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Girls, you can't do that. Women, you can't do that. I don't know if I'd look at it as disrespectful. You know how I feel about that word, but it seems like there is quite a bit of chatter between the combatants on the tennis court.
Complaining, lack of sportsmanship, like that's more along the lines of women. But lack of sportsmanship to me is disrespectful because I was taught to be a sportsman when I play a sport. Mm-hmm. So sportsmen, obviously sportsmen as well. So like when there's disrespect to the sportsmanship of the game, especially when I didn't do anything, that's what I'm talking about. And that happens a lot with the women's sports.
Seems like it.
Most notably tennis. Although women's basketball is picking up speed.
Yeah, I think with basketball, because there's people in the stands and there's music playing, maybe you don't hear that disrespectful tone. Whereas tennis, because it's quiet, and then all of a sudden you got people quiet, you can't, God forbid you say anything. It's going to ruin their technique or ruin their concentration. Same thing in golf, then maybe you can hear that.
I have another take on it. I think it's because men don't have a problem with saying, yo, see me outside. Say something else. Yo, shut the fuck. Like, those things happen because then you get to the bottom of it. It's not like back and forth chipper. It's not like you got to go to the sideline judge and this, that, and the third. And then it plays out when we don't shake hands at the net. Then it plays out in the press conference after. On the field, there's been many a times where it's like, yo, you got something to say. We can, and then the conversation's done. We're either going to get into it.
That's right.
Or it's done.
It's over.
Like, women, it's a lot of chirping, and then it's like, chirp, 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 disrespect, disrespect, disrespect.
Well, and then you know what happens once they're gone and everything. Chirp, 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 a lot more.
Incoming on X.
Yeah, incoming
on Threads.
Right. Yeah. A lot of talk, a lot of chatter.
Sorry,
that's all right. No, it's good.
That was about the Naomi Osaka. Her first win, and like the chick she played against was talking about her complaining because she said come on in between a serve.
Yeah, she was trying to fire herself up was the belief.
Right. And she
That's
said
what Osaki said.
And then later got mad.
Yeah, and then the girl's like, well, are you going to be talking during my serve? She was, the whole tennis thing, and, you can't talk in my backswing in golf. It's become so pretentious in that regard. And it's funny how it's, and I love golf, but man, sometimes it gets a little much for me. This is getting a little much for me too. There is a groundswell of belief that playoff games in football, because of what transpired between Denver and New England on Sunday in Denver in a 10-7 final, the belief is that, we should start playing games under roofs or in warm temperature atmospheres rather than the coldness. What's your take on that? Because it drives me crazy.
Have the snow game ready is what I was saying, Cam. I've always thought about this because I remember in Cleveland when we were good that one year, 2007. You win 10 games and you're trying to potentially get a home field advantage at one point in the season. Then you just want to make the playoffs. But I'm like, man, if we had a playoff game here, it would suck. Like Lake Erie, it's gonna be swirling. Like it's horrible. Like the lake effect, it's gonna be terrible in terms of snow and wind and all these kind of things. I've seen games in the past with Ernest Bynum or whatever. I said, why, especially in 2005, this is what I'm thinking, or 2007, teams are now creating retractable roofs. Teams are doing new stadiums and things that why even build stadiums now that aren't at least retractable? Like we live in it, like it makes no sense. Like if it's a cold game, a frozen tundra game, fine. The people that want to come to the game, which is everybody, and want to wear jackets and drink beer before, you know what I'm saying, that always warms you up, cool. But there's no snow, but there's no rain, it's just cold. But when it's snowing, when it's a blizzard, when you can't see, when the visibility isn't there, when the lines aren't there, I don't know what's a first down or what's not. Was that a first down? Did he get in the end zone? Was that out of bounds? Did he do a Dan Orlovsky? Those are situations where it's like, I didn't win 13 games to then have this game where I can't see the lines. Now all of a sudden, so I'm not saying take the games. Like I would never take a game from a home team. I wouldn't say, hey, look, your team gets to the NFC Championship. Now we're going to play it somewhere else. Now I would never screw over fans like that. Yeah. But I always was of the mind, stop building these stadiums in these cold places like MetLife, where I played for a couple years. Remember the Super Bowl there?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Seattle remembers it as well.
Look, I get that. I don't disagree with any of that. Yeah. I would say the same thing in baseball. Okay.
Yeah.
Especially in the World Series, when you're in October, you're in Philadelphia, you're in New York, right? You're in Boston, somewhere like that. Even if you're in Detroit, okay. I mean, think about how challenging that would be. So I don't disagree with that, but my frustration with people saying now that once you reach that championship game, you've got to go someplace warm. Why is that game any more important than the last regular season game of the year that might require a team to get into the postseason but has to play in cold weather?
Because you don't want to see a game where it's 10-7 and the quarterbacks that got you there and one which is up for an MVP and the other one, let's just act like it was Bo Nix that particular day. Like now they have to suffer and it's an ugly game. Like everything is about in this era. Let's make excuses. Let's find excuses.
Of course it is.
100%.
It's also the wussification of our country. On Friday, a friend of mine who played in the National Football League for 8 years and was an All-Pro said it was going to be a low-scoring game. So it was a low-scoring game. And by the way, that same friend said yesterday the coaches blew it. They could have had more points. How many points is enough for us to accept it? Chicago was really cold. That was a high-scoring game.
Yeah.
Between the Rams and the Bears. What's the difference?
And the Rams and Packers the week before that. And there's another snowy game.
Bears and Packers.
Excuse me, I apologize. Bears and Packers.
Last year, Philadelphia, it was cold. Rams went in and played pretty well.
I got you covered. Okay. It's the reverse effect. Usually the NFL affects who? College. The NFL affects college football, so it's like whatever the NFL does, college football copies. Well, I think in this situation, people are now trying to copy what the college does, because college, were their games. Yeah. Their games are bowl games. Their games are they're in Arizona. They're in Miami. They're in California. They're in Texas. They're in places where you can get, in your opinion, I can get the most offense. I can get the best games. No one has excuses. It can be fun. It can be a production. I think maybe that's what's entering people's mind, because when you watch all these playoff games that we have to watch for college football, they're all in nice places. They're all in nice spots, and it's a nice lead up to ultimate final, the national championship.
Well,
game.
It didn't seem to bother 77,000 people in Denver.
No.
Okay, and they watched their team lose. I've got some information for you. So Tom Brady, who's from California, obviously, but played at Michigan and New England, arguably the greatest cold weather quarterback ever, finished his career in cold weather games, 44 games or more, under 40 degrees, and had a 90% win rate. Okay? The Tuck Rule game, remember that? He threw for 312 yards in that game. So how much was that really a problem? Bart Starr in of course, the famous Ice Bowl, right? It was minus 13. The wind chill made it minus 48. He finished with a couple of touchdowns and led his team on a 68-yard touchdown drive. Aaron Rodgers, the frozen tundra in Lambeau, highest passer rating in games under 30 degrees. In 2013, I was in Philadelphia. I was on the sidelines for the Lions and the Eagles when LaShawn McCoy set a franchise record then, 217 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Everybody that you named was playing a team that was coming from, guess what? A warm place.
Yeah, what do you mean? They were playing? Oh, you mean they were playing like
their
the
opponents
playing with their Raiders?
Right.
I got you.
Yeah. So it's like, oh man, Tom Brady. Yeah. Guess what? He's used to that temperature. Meanwhile, the Oakland Raiders were coming in. They like, it's cold as bleep out here.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with Bart Starr. They were playing against
but it was a close game. It was a very close.
They were playing against Cowboys, right?
Yeah, they were playing against the Cowboys. Yeah. Right. Very close game. Yeah.
But to your point, yeah, like the ones that want to, they overcome the conditions.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson,
Ooh.
Highest career passer rating in games under 40 degrees, 109.3. Not bad. Brett Favre won his first 35 games when the temperature was 34 degrees or below. And he came from Mississippi and then obviously in Green Bay. Okay? You can adjust.
Every quarterback you name played in a cold franchise.
Correct. But they came from college in a warm place.
But that part doesn't matter in terms of where they come from. It's because who they are now.
Okay.
Like Matt Stafford's from Texas, but when you play 12 years in Detroit, they're inside, but their team, their opponents are not.
Yeah.
The Dallas,
Chicago and Green Bay are
there
not.
You go.
Right. But my point is, everybody can adjust. They all adjust to the weather. You guys, as supreme athletes, we're acting like everything's got to be perfect because then it will be even. It is even because you're both playing in the same type of weather.
This sounds like another one of those Josh Allen excuses. Like, I don't know how I got to Josh Allen, but
you always get to Josh Allen somehow.
Because they make excuses. They changed the whole overtime format for Josh Allen. It was a joke, Shep. Like, you got serious.
All right. Well, it sounded serious. So
it wasn't simple because they did change the overtime rule because everybody can't complain. He didn't even get a chance. And now that's how it operates. Yeah. But with that being said, it sounded like another one of those excuses. If it was in a warm spot.
Let's ask you this. If they move that game to Tampa between Denver and New England, do you think it's any different with Jarrett Stidham at quarterback?
I was going to say yes because I think Jarrett Stidham would be better. But at the same time, Drake May would be a lot better.
I was just going to say.
It would even itself out.
Yeah.
It would even itself out.
The thing I love most about football is the toughness and the ability to adapt. And I think that's what's made football different than other sports. It's controlled in basketball. Yeah. It's controlled in hockey. Baseball, I know it's different. Obviously there's a tendency to give the advantage to the pitchers in the cold weather games, so on and so forth. I just don't see how people can't embrace what football is giving you on a regular basis later on in a season when it forces you to change things up a little bit. The Rams were just fine in Chicago with broth hot chocolate and heaters on the side and looked really good in playing it.
Yeah, people saw those points and forgot that it was cold.
Yeah.
And they didn't see any points in the Broncos game, and all of a sudden it's like, man, this weather is killing everybody. I can't do that.
Seattle was kind of cold. I mean, you played there. It got chilly, didn't it, at times?
Yeah, a little bit.
Not as cold as Green Bay. I'm not saying
it
it
chilly
did.
because I was used to this, but yeah, to your point, it got chilly for them.
Yeah.
To what they've come to adapt. We got some adaptions that we brought in that our good friend Brendan, shout out to Brendan, he clipped for us some snow stuff.
Good.
We'll take a commercial break and come back. Or you want to do?
Oh, that's good. I like that tease. We'll take a look at that and see how Braylon was able to deal with it after this from Dr. Pierce and Buddy's Pizza.
Dr. Pierce is the injury insider. And guess what? Michigan Sports and Spine is the real deal. I just went for round 2 of my physical therapy today for my nerve that was in my arm. Guess what? Today, full range of motion. Everything feel good. Shout out to Faith. She got me right. I'm telling you, whatever the diagnosis is, Doc will provide. And also, he's trained his staff and everybody there to be the best version of themselves. So you don't even need Doc sometimes. You can get Faith or you can have Lisa. They get you right. My arm feels good. Yours should too. Whether it's arm, back, neck, knee, ankle, hell, it does not matter. Doc will get you right. 248-426-9944. And he knows a little bit about sports too.
That means Braylon's going to be throwing BP pretty soon.
Yep.
Buddy's Pizza is celebrating 80 years. The original Detroit-style pizza. Grateful to be your hometown favorite, and they've been doing it for a long time because it is truly the best. The Detroit-style pizza makes sure it is the featured appetite for your gathering at your next gathering. Could be friends, could be family, but Buddy's Catering can take care of you. The menu packed with fan favorites, including their award-winning pizza, signature salads, home-style pastas, and a whole lot more. And you can save some money too. Save 20% on your next catering order of $200 or more when you order with the promo code Woodward20. That is Woodward20. Do it today.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasta salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, the ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill sub-zero. Icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play.
Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shepard Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Look Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before. Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com.
Yo, let's face it, no matter what we do, we all have our aches and pains. Chill Medicated wants to make sure that you don't have to ache or have that many pains. Look, I'm telling you about this. The products that they have, whether it's the extreme topical body rub, whether it's this extreme topical body rub, or whether, what's the other one? The roll, oh, here it is right here. The roller, use that when I'm working out, man. Nice and smooth, feels good, the aches and pains, get them to go away. Now, I know what you're thinking. You see this is a THC product, so you're worried about getting high. Don't worry about that. Chill Medicated's products are non-transdermal. You know what that means in layman's terms? You won't get high. So Chill Medicated, scan your QR code above my head or go to chillmedicatedcbd.com.
Let's go.
CB. And we back to the Braylon Edwards Show where we were just talking about the conditions, Shep.
Yeah, the weather games.
I played in a couple weather games, man, a couple snow games.
In college and pro, right?
Not in college, because the season in college is typically over before Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's when they actually did it right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you, I like the setup. Let's see a couple of these plays. This was from a 2007 game. So hit pause on that, Cam. I appreciate you, sweet potato. So before the game started, there were no yard lines. There was no sidelines. You couldn't see anything. It looked like this, but they had to have somebody shovel these lines, much like they do in Buffalo.
Yeah.
They would shovel the lines probably every 5 minutes. Have to shovel the line and get through. This game took forever.
So this was played in the snow. It didn't just snow. It was snowing while you're playing.
Yeah, it was snowing while we were playing, too. So this is in the snow. You would think, I'm going to be running the ball all game. I'll probably be blocking, but I made a couple grabs, Shep. We'll start with the first one. I think I'm at the bottom right here. This is me, Kellen Winslow, Joe Juravicious, little dig route. What we got going? What you got, Derek Anderson at quarterback? Okay, little over route. Good for about 15.
Good throw, really good catch.
Stop. Yeah. Like, this is the first play. This is the first and second play of the game. So, well, not second play, but
it's pretty close to it.
Third down
to 9. Yeah.
So it's not too bad. Set the guy up. I was wondering how they were going to play. I said I probably get an easy go route. They stayed short. They didn't think we were going to do anything deep, and they were right. So they stayed underneath, but some easy yards in the snow. This is a fun game.
How'd that feel right there? When you get hit by two guys right there, you popped up pretty quick. How'd it feel when it's that cold?
Man, I didn't feel like nothing, man. It felt good.
All right.
Because I didn't really get smacked on that play. I kind of went up. He kind of clipped my leg, and I landed on the snow, which wasn't that hard. So it wasn't too bad. So we start off the game with, what is this, 9, 10, 15. That's about 20 yards right here. Maybe just underneath, about 18 yards or so. All right, see what we got on the next play. See what we looking like. Get hype too, Shep. You got to get hype out there, man. You got to get the crowd and the people going into it. Now you see it's getting a little worse.
Yeah.
You see the Lions kind of disappearing.
The lines are gone.
Yeah, the Lions are disappearing. I think I'm up top on this one.
Look at the score, everybody. It's 5-0.
In favor of the good guy. Shout out to Phil Dawson, who's automatic in Cleveland. I think I'm up top on this play. Notice how choppy this slant is. Like, it's not fast. It's just kind of getting in there. Like, if it was grass and there was no snow, I'm running, I'm playing hard, I'm getting in there. This you just kind of turn in.
This looks like they're coming with an all-out blitz, too. I mean, is this man? This looks like man.
This man covers right here.
It is.
Man-to-man right here, man-to-man right here. He's got the running back. I mean, the tight end.
Bro, this is crazy. Because this looks like one of those scenes where they say, guess the players of the play. It's all shadows.
It does. This looks like a 1972 television set that's on the Fritz.
Man, I already played 20 years ago. The snow makes it look even more ancient. All right, so we get the first down there. That's 2 first downs, by the way.
Yeah, how's that footing right there? You
no footing.
No, I was going to say, you kind of broke that off. Yeah. You didn't give the jab step to 100%. The outside like you usually do. You kind of had to just.
You can't be sharp. So it can't be fast. It can't be sharp. Like if it was no snow, warm day, I'm out there. I'm coming in, stay flat right here. Right. But like on a day like this, you kind of.
I got something in my pants right now.
I don't know about that. It's more so like, man, my knee not working. Turn around. So yeah,
he's a weeble.
It's a weeble album
We've all been there, bro.
You get in there. I'm not gonna lie. Derek Anderson put some throws in there to be snowing outside. This is why I said snow doesn't affect quarterbacks. It's the rain.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Snow doesn't. All right, next play. What we got?
By the way, that's you caught that. You brought that into your body. You got right back up. Second straight time that's happened. Now it's a little clearer.
It's a little clearer on this one, man. Second, this is right before the half. Got me up here. They still playing the same coverage the whole game. Cover 1. Buzzes out. So,
That's a pump fake.
Shout out to the little sluggo in the snow right there. Little slant
that's the best catch of the group right there.
Hey, we got to see that one again.
You got to see him again?
Yeah.
Boy, getting excited right here. All right, let's see a little rewind on this. Get him in here. I couldn't even really sell him on a real slant route.
I see the.
But you did. You did. I was watching his feet. He was buying.
He bought it.
Yeah,
because
he did.
Of the snow. I tried to. Because this is what we said in the huddle. Derek said, let's run this play because there's no way that they're expecting a sluggo in the snow. I was like, you speaking my language. And so he said.
Sluggo is slant and go, just in case people were wondering. Go ahead.
But he said, don't try to run it like a regular sluggo, bro. He said, I don't need you to slip and fall and we throw an interception. He said, just easy, chill, one step, and I keep it outside for you.
Mm-hmm. Yo, he even hit the pump fake, too.
Yeah, I know.
Derek Anderson, he looked like something right now.
That's a really good catch, man. That's a really, really good catch. He's not throwing a pick there. Braylon's the only one who can get that.
What are you saying, too, Bray? You're going crazy after the catch.
You know, I can't let you in.
Hold on, let's see that. We got to see that celebration.
Let's just say the DB up top, he ran his mouth. He ran his mouth my whole career going against him. You already had something slick to say. And, you know, I just had to let him know about himself. You ain't him, I am.
Tell him, B.
Hey, can I ask one question? Because I noticed as this play continues, it looks right there like you've got something over your ears inside the helmet.
100%.
What is it?
So they have a little piece. They have a fur that they put on there. It's Velcro. And fur, Velcro. You Velcro it to the inside of the helmet, and then what it does is that fur blocks the wind from getting in.
Love it.
So they say that wind still was hitting, but not too bad. You know, when you're making plays and your team's winning, like, it feels good. Because I guarantee you Buffalo's cold. We weren't, but they were.
Dude, there's a part of you that enjoyed playing in that game, isn't it? Just a part of you? Maybe.
All of it.
Not that you want to play there every Sunday, but when you get that every once in a while, there's nothing wrong with the snow angel once in a while after a catch.
As long as I got an offensive coordinator that I know is still committed to throwing some passes down the field, I don't need 180 yards. But you know, throw a couple my way, shoot, we can have some fun with this. All right, let's see what we got on the next one, Ken. We got, what, 2 more or 1? Shep, the last one might be your favorite.
That one's pretty tough to beat.
All right.
Okay.
Let me see what you got.
Okay.
That was a good one, too.
It was.
I think Anson gave me a card like that one time. Shout out to Anson.
Up
top.
He's giving you more room now. Isn't he? He's giving you.
Yo, you and DA were like in connection, bro. Y'all were in sync.
Yeah, that's why when he got paid and he didn't thank me, I was a little pissed. Like, you know, like, it's like my brother. Like, you know, you got 3 for $24 million. You know, you don't have to buy me a Rolex, but you can get a brother a tag. You give me a tag.
Can we share a hot and ready?
You know, you can take me out to Vegas.
That's another first down, wasn't it?
It was.
Hey.
4 first downs.
Do you remember what you finished with in that game?
Yo, you was talking, bro.
4 for 68.
4 for 68. Okay. And what you had to turn, and it really wasn't a good game.
It was between the two right teams because Buffalo can't bitch them all.
Speaking of Cleveland, Braylon was a Pro Bowler there. There's another Pro Bowler.
This thing's getting out of hand.
How this happened, not many people know. But we'll talk about that when we come back on the Braylon Edwards Show. Really good stuff there from a snowy field in Cleveland. Now we get a really hot rock in Black Rock.
I don't want to touch that with 10-foot pole. The Woodward heavyweights are headed to Black Rock Bar and Grill, ladies and gentlemen, in Davidson for the 3rd annual Black Rock Food Review, January 28th, 5 to 7. Check this out. They will be introducing the Enforcer Cut 4, special guest Darren McCarty, 25-ounce ribeye. Now, we're going to get you 2 tickets to either the Detroit versus Colorado match, LCA Saturday, January 31st, or we'll get you signed jersey by Darren McCarty. Check this out. Hashtag BR Enforcer Cut when you take a picture of that steak, and also add hashtag giveaway. If you go to BlackRock and you do these things, you will enter yourself in a chance to win one or the other. The winner will be announced on the 28th live from Davidson and the Heavyweight Show. So go to blackrockrestaurants.com.
We want you to come here to Lady Jane's. Lady Jane's has got such wonderful people working here in such a clean environment and doing it the right way, making sure you get the haircut you want, the haircut you deserve, and that you're out of here in a quick manner because they understand just how precious your time really is. You come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, they'll take care of you. You walk in, you sign in, and before you know it, you're out the door. You're handsome and clean. I'm not sure about the handsome part. Definitely clean and definitely a good-looking haircut. Better than when you arrived. Guaranteed. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, the ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill Sub-Zero, icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill Sub-Zero.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shepard Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports. Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
We back.
2007, the man whose name bears this show was in the Pro Bowl. Okay? He was an All-Pro as well, which means more than being in the Pro Bowl. Being an All-Pro means more than being in the Pro Bowl. Over 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns. It meant something back then. I don't think it feels that way. Maybe it hasn't felt that way for a long time, since it's really not football first and foremost. But on February 3rd, they're going to do something with football players. I don't know what the hell it is, to be honest with you. But there's 88 players selected. Okay, since 1966.
88 players.
Yeah, 88 players. 44 in each conference selected. Yeah. Since 1966, there have been 440 Pro Bowl quarterback selections, okay? Shedeur Sanders is included in that since he's the latest. He has the 15th lowest passer quarterback rating during that stretch of the 440, okay? He's 3-4, 56.5% passing.
Are there 14 people worse?
Believe it or not, there are 14 people worse. And let's show the back wall here. And this is just an example of Trevor Lawrence. Now, Trevor Lawrence was originally he was on the backup roster when it was revealed in December.
Okay.
Maybe he turned them down. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson could have gone. A-Rod could have gone. Joe Burrow could have gone. All passed over for Shedeur Sanders, which is an absolute joke. Mahomes and Knicks aren't going because they're hurt. How do you justify this?
I saw a funny episode of South Park. Maybe
it's a good start.
maybe like 8, somewhere under a decade ago. Now that sounds long, but I saw it, and it was the episode where Stan's father, Randy, had to took over the football at that middle school. Like he took over and became the coach. And they were making fun of the NFL for how the NFL has gone the way of two-hand touch. It's not that serious anymore, tackling, all the rules, if you will. And so they called the game Sarcastaball. And they were playing it with balloons, and they had like aluminum hats on their head. There was no tackling. Like if you were mean to a player, it'd be like a penalty. You can't. It was just this crazy. And I legitimately said, this is where the NFL is heading. Here we are. The reason why you have a situation like that is because no one's going to play in the Pro Bowl anymore. Two things. One, because of players and what they make, there's no more tackling. I'm not going to pay Dak Prescott $60 million and let him get tackled and get injured in the Pro Bowl, and now he can't play next year. So that's the first thing. All right, cool, but we'll start to dumb it down. They started dumbing it down. It started losing its luster. Then it got to the way of, let's even take it out of Hawaii. Let's even bring it back to the mainland.
Right.
What
Orlando went to Orlando for a little bit.
Exactly. Part of the mystique was being in Hawaii. That took away from the game. And now if you make it two-hand touch, you're not even playing football anymore. It's two-hand touch or flag football or this incarnation or that incarnation. I no longer need to go to the game. There's no significance for me to come to the game. There's nothing for me to come to the Pro Bowl game as Josh Allen, as Lamar Jackson, as Trevor Lawrence, as insert any quarterback. I don't need to be there.
Any player. Really, not even just quarterback.
So since there's no angst, because you still know who made the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Like part of going to the Pro Bowl back in the day was like, I made the Pro Bowl. I'm a Pro Bowler. I'm here.
I'm going to Hawaii. It's a nice vacation for me.
Because 100% now they're just trying to find people to fill those spaces. Like now it's how popular are you? Like how popular are you? Not what your stats are. Like I lobbied for Shedeur Sanders in Colorado. I lobbied for him in the NFL. The situation. I'm not lobbying for this as numbers, but you have to fill a roster.
That's what the league has become. It's become what a lot of...
Are you popular?
Right.
How many followers do you have on social media?
There you go.
Yeah.
Right. Influencers are huge these days in everything.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's crept into even players being selected for certain things. The reason I want your opinion on this is because, for a number of reasons, but especially because you played in it. Now, before we show some of the clips when you played...
It's one clip and one joke.
Sean Merriman...
he was there with me.
Was a hell of a player, all right? Listen, this is what Sean Merriman... There you go. This is what Sean Merriman put out on social media. I have a Pro Bowl helmet.
Oh, it's that year, too.
Yeah. I have a Pro Bowl helmet that I walk by almost every day. It's signed by some of the best players in the history of the National Football League. Legends, Hall of Famers, and real GOATs. The Pro Bowl used to be a badge of honor and respected. Things have changed. It's perfectly put.
I don't have a problem with shout out to Sean and the University of Maryland, who's now in the Big Ten. I don't have a problem with what he said, but it's a pointless tweet. Like, I mean, not a pointless tweet. It's a tweet to point out what you were a part of and what it no longer is, and things have changed. I get it. Duh.
Yeah.
Like, they can't be what they were. Like, they'll never be what they were. So I'm not mad at it because it's the way we've gone.
There is a part
of... Do
you
scrap the game?
I would.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's an embarrassment to the league.
Just announce, you know what? Just announce who makes it.
That's fine.
Just announce who makes the backup.
Yeah, and don't play it.
100%. Send everybody a jersey. Send me like a Pro Bowl jersey. Send me a little swag bag.
Right.
Send me,
congratulations.
100%. If it's some money, send that in the bag or whatever. But
and he's a 3-time Pro Bowler, and this is the reason I ask. You made the Pro Bowl, as I mentioned, in 2007 with Cleveland.
He made 05 through 07.
Okay. My question would be, anytime you go to Pro Football Reference and you look up things, this is every one of those major references. You go to baseball, you're looking up Rod Carew, how many times he won his batting title, all this stuff.
Pro Football Reference.
Pro Football Reference. You've got a Pro Bowl next to your name. That's a big deal. Up in the corner, it's good. It does. I mean, because it meant something back then. Shedeur Sanders now has the same. And to me, that is blasphemy. I just think it's a joke. And I think, and I'm surprised that the NFL doesn't recognize how people, you mentioned South Park, how people now no longer respect that title or that game. And I think the league loses a lot of bounce with people because of their unwillingness to change or do something about it.
Yeah, to your point, other leagues don't like their all-star game. I mean, with maybe the exception of baseball and hockey, but basketball, let's just start there. They don't like what they're doing, but still they have a game. They have the guys that get in. You have the backups. It still has an element of what it used to be. Now, it sucks.
It's still basketball.
But it's that part.
Yeah.
Like, the football is like, it's an abomination.
There's only one sport that has a legitimate all-star game. It's baseball. And that's because you have to. You're not going to sit there and pitch batting practice. You're a competitor. You're going to throw. You're not going to let a ball go between your legs because you play defense and offense in these things. Yeah. And, of course, you're going to try and hit the ball. So even though there's no big payout where the winner of that gets home field advantage in the World Series, you still have to play that game. You can't lay down in that game. Basketball and hockey, you can.
And baseball, this is with all respect. This is no disrespect. Baseball was my first love. It is what it is. Baseball is the only game that you can play an all-star game full speed and it be a game. Like, you can't do that in football. You can't have a full speed all-star game because somebody's going to get knocked out.
Right.
Somebody's going to get hurt. Or there's a potential for a major injury. Hockey, same thing. Although they're smooth as hell on that ice and they know how to dodge. But if you turn it up a level, now you got to worry about what's going to happen down the Western and Eastern Conference. And then the same thing, basketball. You got guys out there serious, getting active, coming off the rim. So I think baseball is the one. And you can pull a hamstring. You can break an ankle. You can do things like that.
Throw your arm out.
But very rarely do people get hurt in baseball all-star games.
Yeah, unless Pete Rose has run into the Ray Fosse at home plate. I don't think.
You got to know the move. You know who's coming. Charlie Hustle ain't getting off the train tracks.
You got that right. He took it really serious. Yeah. So I want to see some of yours from your Pro Bowl season.
So I had 2 catches in the Pro Bowl, but the first one I start off with a story. Hold on, hit pause.
By the way, real quick, I love this because you got your helmets. I think this is the way it should have been. Just simple uniforms. Blue is the NFC. White was the AFC. Everybody won their own personal or their own team's helmets.
All right, so I said pause. We're going to run through the lineup. I don't remember exactly who everybody is because I can't see, but I know you know who's at quarterback, number 18 for the Indianapolis Colts, Peyton Manning. I think that's me in the slot. That's arguably the greatest tight end of all time. I think he is. Tony Gonzalez there, Lorenzo Neal. I want to say LaDainian Tomlinson, Jeff Saturday is Peyton. One of them, Alan Faneca is over there, and I can't remember who was the left tackle on this play. Receivers were me, Chad, T.J. Houshmandzadeh, and Reggie Wayne. That's Reggie Wayne up top.
Okay, so Chad Johnson, not this Chad Johnson, but Ocho Cinco.
Yeah, real Chad Johnson.
Yeah. And then and then T.J. Houshmandzadeh, both of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Also, too, I was so pissed at Derek Anderson. I could spend 2 hours talking about why I was pissed at Derek Anderson. Do you know this joker didn't throw me the ball?
Derek Anderson?
Me and Kellen helped him get there. He didn't throw me and Kellen one pass. He's so busy trying to find Tony Gonzalez. Oh, my God, Tony, you want another pass? Hey, Reggie, come on. Even though y'all beat us in week 6, come on, go that way. I was so pissed. It's like, come on, bro. Me and you got here together.
I didn't know Derek Anderson was in this game.
Yeah, he did.
So who are the Qs?
Qs are Peyton, Tom, Ben, and then Tom didn't because he was in the Super Bowl this year. This was Patriots-Giants first game.
Gotcha.
So he set out, and then Derek filled it. But, I mean, Derek had 28 tuds and 3,900 yards. We won 10 to 6 games. We were 7-1 at home. So, all right, hit play on it. My bad, Cam. I should have ran him over. But you know why I didn't run him over, and you know why I did run out of bounds? The first play of the game, Peyton threw me a smoke screen. Smoke screen is, you guys know, I'm not even teaching the chat anymore. Y'all know anything about online. Smoke screen, take one step, turn around, throw me the ball. Peyton said, hey, look, it's going to be there. Throw it to you. You should score a touchdown. DB was way off. They were down. Bly was there. Not Dre Bly. Champ.
Champ Bailey.
Champ Bailey.
Right. I thought Carson Palmer was the MVP there, so that's my fault.
This would have been the 2000 season, the 2008 Pro Bowl. It was
2008 Pro Bowl.
Adrian Peterson. I'm talking about the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson. Gotcha. So that's the one catch from Peyton Manning. Did we see both catches?
No, I only had the one.
You only had the one?
I only had the one.
All right. What was it like, rubbing elbows with some of the guys that maybe you didn't know as well and then suddenly became a little bit friendlier with?
It's a fun experience because you really spend the majority of the time hanging out with people's families at the pool, drinking Mai Tais, man, and just like sharing stories and how you got there. I think my mom spent a lot of time with Peyton's wife. Peyton's wife was she was fun. She definitely was fun, but it's cool because I think in that I'm year 3. I'm still young. I'm still. Some of these guys are like, it's like, oh, this is such and such, or this is such and such. You brought up Terrell Davis earlier, and we were talking about Broncos and John Elway's story. So what you don't want to do when you go to these, and I luckily knew, but I didn't help my fellow young guys out, and I should have outside of my teammates. Don't ever tell anybody your room number because you know what happens. They're going to order everything to your room. They're going to blow your room bill up. And then 2, don't use your real name on your room because they'll still find your name because they'll go up there and, the Marshall Faulk and Terrell Davis, they were up there like wooing the girls that work there to get the information. So I didn't. I gave him a fake name, Ron Mexico.
That was your name?
That was my
Ron
name.
Mexico.
And if you know, you know. See, I know Kool-Aid. No, if you know, you know. Shout out to Mike Vick. But gave him Ron Mexico. Didn't use my room number. Who was it? It was Kasim Osgood. Used to play wide receiver, special teams guy. He gave Terrell Davis his room number and thought he was gonna come up and hang with him. Terrell ordered like $7,000 worth of stuff and charged it to his room. Kasim told me the story. He was like, man, I can't believe he did me like that. I was like, first of all, why would Terrell Davis come in your room? He was like, damn, you got a good point. I was like, yeah, like, why is Terrell Davis coming to your room? He's not. You got had. So.
What was your best alias besides Ron Mexico? What was because I would guess even on the road trips, you're not using your name.
Nah.
So
how many
did you have?
I only had one, Jamel Briarcliff. It's my middle name in the street I grew up on.
Oh,
so it's kind of like the porno thing,
right? I got you. All right.
So Jamel Briarcliff.
Smooth move. I like that.
That was my alias when I was hiding back in the day.
That could be a password to something, maybe like his laptop.
Not anymore. Maybe back in the day.
Back in the day.
You might open up my Black Planet account or something like that. Shout out to Black Planet, man. That was like
Black Planet in MySpace.
Yeah, that was before social media really took off.
That's great.
Black Planet, man.
I love that. Kool-Aid, get to some super chats, can you, buddy?
Yes, I can. We got a couple here that we will read off. Thank you guys for being here. Smash that like button if you haven't gotten the opportunity to. But I ain't say that. He sends in a $5 super chat. It's number 2 crown today. He says, I always enjoy watching random college basketball, D1 through D3. And this when you guys were asking, what did you watch? And he also says he likes watching Pistons live streams and the Pistons podcast. Shout out to the Pistons. Shout out Kool-Aid. I appreciate you. I ain't say that. LaBartney, $4.99 super chat. Some more love for our show. He says, shout out Woodward Sports Network, Braylon, and Shep.
Hey,
thank you, sir.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate
Very kind of you. Very kind.
And middle-aged sneaker chick with our last super chat for now. She says, scrap the game. Now, Braylon, how is the NFL supposed to make even more money that way? Insert sarcastic tone here.
So
that's our homie, dog.
She's in agreement with us.
She's the best.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So she said, I'm like, she gets it.
I saw something yesterday that bothered me, and I probably shouldn't let it bother me.
Was it at the gym?
No, it wasn't. But that happens on a regular basis, too.
Thought about those conversations about guys in the locker room.
Yeah. That always bothers me. Head down. Earplugs in. I was reading one of the websites, si.com, and they had their mid-season awards. So going in, before I read these things, I immediately think, okay, where's my guy or anybody from my team, and who else is challenging them? When you're thinking mid-season MVP, Coach of the Year, I would guess J.B. Bickerstaff's got to be in that conversation, right? Cade Cunningham has to be in the conversation. You scroll down, here's how they ranked. Again, this is just mid-season. It doesn't mean that it's gospel or anything like that. They got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, which is the easy play if he's first, okay? Because he's the reigning champ, and he was so good in the finals and throughout the playoffs, and he's a hell of a player. He is. He's a great player. Anybody who says he's not has not been paying attention. All right, he's just a fantastic player. They got Nikola Jokic second, which made me go, wait a minute, isn't he still hurt? I mean, I love him. I think he's awesome. Don't get me wrong. But, man, to me it seems just a little bit of a push there, even though I think he's the best player in the world when he's healthy, but he's not. He's got a knee injury. Third, they had Luka Doncic, and that's when the radar went up for me a little bit and bothered me. And then I saw what he did last night, and he was unbelievable last night.
See, 46, 9, and 12?
Yeah, he is. I mean, that dude, he can flat out. He can get out. He's one of the best scorers in modern era. Okay. I don't know if he's as good as some of the guys that I watched as a kid, but when you are putting up the numbers that he put up, 46 points as you mentioned, and he's a really good passer. He had 12 assists last night. He's third in the league in assists.
When you have when you have reservations like that, is it because of the implementation of the three-pointer and how reliant this era is on the three?
A little bit, but it also, I'm a big believer. If I'm going to put somebody in my conversation for one of the best players I've ever seen, they've got to play both ends of the floor, and he doesn't. He's not shy about showing it either. It's blatant. Okay, I just don't think he's a complete player. But offensively, he's as gifted as a player as we've seen in the last 20, 25 years, something along those lines. Okay,
since they started changing rules.
Yeah, that's
I think his impact too. Some guys score the ball, but like how Ben Wallace could affect the game defensively, I do believe that Luka Doncic, his offense, it just sways and puts so much pressure, sways the game and puts so much pressure on the opposing defense. I think it really affects the game, and that's why you see, even though he's largely looked at as a one-way player, I think that's why you see him up there. Even though Cade is a two-way player, and his defense is actually some of the best amongst perimeter players in the league.
Yeah, agreed. And that's again, I'm being biased. I'm not afraid to admit that. That Cade I would put above him.
Yeah.
Doncic, to his credit, he logs minutes. He played 46 minutes last night, Kool-Aid.
Okay. That does matter.
No, it does. That's
matter.
a big deal. I know they're playing the Bulls. I don't care. I don't care that they won by double digits.
No, we're in the load management era. That absolutely matters.
Yeah. And
especially for him, considering what's been about him is the lack of working hard, the lack of being in shape, lack of being able to go the distance, the lack of
all the other top players are getting disqualified for postseason awards.
Yeah,
I get that.
Right.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I was at with it. I've calmed down a little bit when I first read the article, because my immediate thought was best player on the best team in the East, one of the best teams in all of basketball. With all due respect, it's not that he doesn't have help. He does. It's a nice laundry list of players who play certain roles and excel at those roles.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a superstar. Sorry, he doesn't. He's going to have another all-star in Jalen Duren, but he doesn't have another superstar. And when you see a guy like Doncic who scores as much as he does and play as much as he does, I think there's something to that, and I kind of walked back my emotions when I saw the article. By the way, Lauri Markkanen is second in the league in minutes played. And I know he's a guy that a lot of times, I don't think he's coming here. I don't think the Pistons are going to trade for a guy like that.
They say his price tag went up.
Yeah. I can understand why. If I'm Utah, I do that.
Yeah.
You know, I get that. I mean, we get emotional about certain players that we want because we have certain needs, but we got to remember there's something given up too. Anyway, I wanted your thoughts on that list right there when you went Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jokic, even though he's hurt, Doncic, and then Cade Cunningham. Jaylen Brown was fifth, by the way.
I'm at the point where one is the midway point. It's not the end of the season, so this means this can't change. Also, two, I'm appreciating seeing Cade, and not in the sense that he doesn't deserve it. It's just good to see. There's been a lot of times where Detroit may have deserved something, but because of what it was, you don't get that. Looking at this list, I'm not mad at all. Like I would swap a situation, but I'm not tripping because Shai should be number one. And then I think you can swap. I like Nikola too. I like Nikola too. It's tough. Like they're interchangeable because realistically, the conversation you just made about Luka Doncic, he's the best version of himself. Like, he's become the best version of himself. So if you're rewarding a guy for being the best version, keeping the Lakers in, where are they right now? 5, 4, 5. So I think K's number 1 in the East, man. I think he legitimately. I think it's Shea and then Cade and then the other 2.
Okay.
Ooh.
I think it would say Shea, Cade, the other 2. He's 1 in the East.
But you were deliberating. I can see it.
Yeah, I was figuring it out in my head. He's 1 in the East. Like, we're talking about mid-season wars. What, the middle of the season, his team is number 1 in defense. They're number 1 in the league in the East. You see what he's done. He hasn't missed as many games as the other individuals, especially, obviously, Nikola Jokic. Like, he's balling. And they asked him to come back this year, and they asked him to be a better version of himself. He's done it. They asked him to, you know what, how about you lead this year? He's done that. He's proven that it wasn't a flash in the pants for J.B. Bickerstaff. So looking at it that way, and it's the midseason, and you're not giving the award out,
that
make Cade 2. Shea, you have to take the award from Shea. So I'm fine. Shea's 1 until you take it from him. He's 1, Cade's 2. And then Luka and Nikola, they can fight out 3 and 4.
And I think some of these awards, like last year, we saw K make All-NBA third team, where some people believed he probably deserved Steph's spot on the second team.
Yeah.
The NBA has shown winning does matter, but they also do favor people who have been there and done that before and are still at a peak level. And so I can see, like you, I'm not going to cry about it right now. I think that it's okay. I understand it. But if this was the end of the season, and Cade proved through a full season that he can have the Pistons at this level, that's one where I would say, and the Lakers finished 5th with LeBron and other players on Luka's team, that's where I probably have a little bit more of a concern with it. But right now, I think it's like, you know what? You were tied for 7th last year, Cade, no MVP vote. You moving up that ranking, now I think it's just progression. I don't think this is where he ends.
That's what I appreciate. Oh, no,
I apologize. By the way, I misspoke. I think I said he played 46 minutes. He played 38. Okay, he scored 46 points. That's where I got confused. Yeah.
So, you know what, Shepard's one of those, as a teammate, I let it rock. I was like.
He also, with that 46-point performance in 38 minutes, he has now scored over 2,000 points in his first 65 games with the Lakers. There's only 2 other players who have done that in any team's history.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Wilt Chamberlain and Walt Bellamy. That's lofty company, man. Yeah. I mean, for you to have that in your back pocket is pretty impressive. Now, I'm not going to go so far as to, like, last night, the social media was all going crazy, and they were talking about, this is what happens, I know, in today's day and age. He's a better scorer than Magic. He is. He's a better passer than Jordan. I disagree. He's a better shooter than LeBron. He is. That doesn't mean that he's the best player, but he has those attributes. He also is much worse defensively than all 3 of those players.
Also, too, what I love about those conversations is there's a lot of individuals that are better than those 3 individuals in those 3 categories.
Correct.
Like, and they don't tell you that part.
Correct.
They don't tell you that part.
Right.
Like, he's better than Magic scorer. Guess what? He ain't the only one.
Yeah.
Like, he's better than Michael in passing. Guess what? He's not. But he wouldn't be the only one.
Right.
He's better than LeBron in shooting threes. All right, he is. But guess what? There's a lot of people better than him in that regard.
I'd take Kobe over him in a minute. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, nah, 100%. Man, I just love how, like, and that's the wrong word, but yeah, he passed away, and then he wasn't here to defend himself, and he just, like, jumped him by.
Yeah, I don't know who's jumping him. The people who are jumping him are you've got to think things through. Let's be careful on the knee-jerk reaction.
Yep.
Okay, stop and think for just a moment. Stop and think for just a moment.
Yep.
It's also an era where people can score 71 points. It's a natural thing. Yeah. Like people are scoring 70. People scoring 69. I mean, hell, how many 50-point triple-doubles have we seen over the last 7-8 years? So, like, him scoring 46 is dope. It's cool, but it's nothing new anymore.
Yeah.
So
I get a lot of side eyes when I say, Jordan's the greatest ever, and I think Kobe's 2. In my era.
Yeah.
Okay. And people will be like, what? Immediately
Kobe
they think
was ridiculous, man.
He was ridiculous.
It was
but I would tell you this, too, in a completely different way. And I take, anytime players talk about certain other players, that resonates with me deeply. I'm not saying this guy's better than them, maybe even not be a top 5 player, be a top 10 player. Larry Bird was an SOB. Okay? Without a doubt. Now, I'm not saying he's the 3rd best, because I thought Magic Johnson was just incredible. I love Dr. J. I think he's underrated. I always liked George Gervin. Certain guys have a place in my heart. You're never going to get me off Isaiah Thomas either, because I think he was a phenomenal player. I'm not saying they're top 5, all of them. But those guys hit home with me. I liked those players. I never saw Wilt Chamberlain or Bill Russell, with great respect. But I'm telling you, man, Larry Bird is in the conversation for at least one of the top 10 players of all time because of just how good he was at everything.
It just sucks that Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas, man, had those injuries that really just took away from what they could have been long term. Now they're like Larry Bird is one of my favorite players. I think he's better than you know who. And that's a whole conversation I can have whenever you're ready to have it. Your king, that is.
In his prime, he was.
And there's the point.
Yeah.
Like when he got that back injury in 80, 88, and it carried out to 89 and 90, and then it got bad 91, and then you see him after the Dream Team's like, I'm done. Man, just imagine Bird gets to 95.
Yeah.
So just imagine Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
2 injuries and it was a wrap.
I wonder if that
changes like in the blink of an eye.
Yeah. I'll tell you another underrated guy. Tim Duncan's underrated. Tim Duncan was so fundamentally sound. I'm not saying
until now. Until recently. And that's another one of the guys that they bring to argue the Kobe point.
Yeah.
That's
the only time I hear him get his due is when they want to put Kobe down.
Until recently, Tim is now getting a lot of flowers. They're saying he's better than Kobe. They're saying like he deserves 1,000%. Like the more you see him, he's now vaulted from someone that was floating around 15 to 12. Yeah, he shot up to like 7. Yeah.
Different positions. I think that's really hard to gauge those two guys.
Basketball has never been about position when you talk about Mount Rushmore.
No, I don't disagree with that, but it is hard to compare a guy like Julius Erving and Isaiah Thomas. Okay, I think it's hard to compare Bill Russell and Michael Jordan. All right, so that's the reason I kind of look at positions. I think basketball has been about positions for a long time. Those positions just have changed. When I was a kid, it was who's the best point guard, who's the best 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah,
now, because there are no positions in basketball,
who's the best player on the court?
Who's the best player on the floor?
Let me ask you this question too, as it relates to.
That's a good point.
It's a damn good point. The MVP. How long before Wemby is in there, and is there a potential where he could be in there before this year is over, based on how they finish?
Yes, I do. Okay. I believe he'll be in there before the year is over. And my hope is that by the time this year is over, as Cade Cunningham gets stronger, and I hope he plays more regularly and Detroit starts to pull away and adds a piece at the trade deadline and becomes even better than they are right now, that his case will be made stronger too.
Do we think Detroit has to add a piece at the deadline just solely for the Western Conference? Because every time we have this conversation, do we think that they need one for the East? It's just the West.
What did you tell me? You told me like 2 weeks ago. You go, look, they only got to play one team in the West. And I use that argument all the time.
Yeah.
They may have to play OKC. They may have to play Denver.
Yeah.
Maybe they have to play Minnesota makes a charge or Houston. I don't know. All I know is they have to play one of those teams where those teams oftentimes have to navigate through that Western Conference.
I think we're getting to a point where
but I do think they need to make a move. Yes, eventually.
Yeah. He only has I think 5 more games he can miss this year. Otherwise, he is ineligible for postseason awards.
I got an inkling with Trajan.
Do you?
I think they may sit tight and then let this season teach them what they may need for next year.
Like a Schroeder type move or lower with lesser. Yeah.
If
still impactful, but
I thought Dennis Schroeder was a really good pick.
Yeah, still impactful.
Okay.
Just not the big money deal, the big swing deal,
you don't have to wow me.
Big star deal.
Yeah, you don't have to wow me. I think too many times, we do that in all sports, by the way. This is not just the Pistons or the NBA. You don't have to get the biggest name out there to impress me. What I need is to fill a need.
Yeah.
That's what I want you to do. I want you to get a guy who can shoot threes. It was common on social media after they lost to Houston. It's been common on this show, if you've been watching this show, for the last 2 weeks.
100%.
We've said, this is what this team needs.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the Red Wings. Everybody wants them to grab a score. They need a top 6. I want them to get a defenseman.
Same.
And look at how fragile it can become. You don't want Sandim Pellikka as your second-line defense in the playoffs when it gets a lot more rugged and a lot tougher in the corners. You just don't.
The adrenaline of youth. So I've been told.
So you've been told. And any other?
What are they going to do tonight?
Who's that?
Talk about the Red Wings, man.
Oh, the Wings play the Kings?
Back on the ice?
Yeah, I'm.
First game without who? Simon Evanson?
I'm ready. Yeah. Without Simon Evanson, but John Gibson, I would expect back from that. He's been unreal. I'm I think they're playing with incredible confidence right now, and for good reason.
I think they'll have a big win tonight.
Who do you got, Michigan or Nebraska tonight? This is the best Nebraska start, by the way,
ever
in conference since 1965-66 when they were in the Big 12. It's the best start at 20-0, one of 3 teams in the country, Miami, MAC, Arizona, who won last night. If you watched any of that, watched a little bit of it. Yeah. I don't know if you watched Duke either. Duke steamrolled Louisville. Just opened up a can of whoop ass, okay? But
all right, Stone Cold.
If some of these teams are looking better than they did earlier in the season.
But Nebraska, first time since the 130 years of the program that they're 20-0. Who do you like tonight?
I like Michigan, but I'm going to tell you like this. I've been in these – I didn't play basketball, but I've been in these spots too where the game is Friday.
Yeah, you worry about
the game is
ahead.
Friday, and I'm worrying about where their mind at, where their mental at, because this is the biggest that this game has been in some time. Yeah. Talking about Michigan State. So I think this is going to be a close game with Nebraska. Look for something on the lower side, maybe an ugly 79-83. Michigan comes out ahead.
Nebraska is the number 1 defense in the conference.
Okay, we'll look for something.
So very good defense, very good at the free throw line, best free throw shooting team, very good 3-point shooting team.
I got them losing by 4. What was that?
Yep. It's good. It's good. This is where coaching and leadership comes in. And then Michigan State plays at Rutgers, which is how many million in debt? 500 million or something like that. What a joke. I still can't believe they're in this conference. Their facilities are garbage, absolute garbage.
Shout out to the Big Ten for no vision.
Yeah, right. And bringing them for what? Oh, the academic side. Yeah, look at how that's changed.
Yeah, but we'll get the East Coast market. We'll creep into New York.
Yeah, everybody's tuning in to BTN to watch Rutgers play. Great move. Anyway, who do you like in that one?
I like Michigan State. I like Michigan State handily in that game too, man. Tom Izzo has his defense playing on, like they're rocking and rolling right now. The highlights, the energy that they're playing with, I think is almost unmatched in the conference, maybe except Michigan. So, give me Michigan State in a big one.
Yeah, I agree with that. They're number 11 in the country in assists. They're number 1 in adjusted defense, number 12 in fast break points, and number 5 in defense overall in the NCAA.
Yeah.
Those are really good numbers. I want them both to win because I can't wait for Friday. We're going to talk about it later this week here on the Braylon Edwards Show.
This is that time where Tom Izzo's teams, this is when they get good.
Yeah.
Every year.
We're lucky. We're lucky. Both teams really good. 3 and 7 right now in the latest college basketball poll. We'll talk to you tomorrow about that and a whole lot more here on the Braylon Edwards Show. Join us at 2 o'clock, everybody. Have a great day.
Kindness wins.
Fix. Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep. Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.